Hello, welcome to this old world tournament game between Sabertooth and Corset Moosifer Lebelle. I am your caster today, Sean, and this map is quite interesting. There is a lot of desert, so what kind of map do we have here? Desert, tiny, square. Well, there sure is quite a bit of desert. The players do not start very far from each other. In fact, if they both went for the Barb Camp's interior, they would be meeting each other very quickly. I do not remember, I apologize, since I'm coming to this cast last minute, who is getting the first choice here. Okay, Corset will decide to pick first. There will be some interesting choices. They obviously know that they're playing on a desert. There is quite a bit of useful, lush land down south. But from what they can see, what would we... So, from what we can see to start with, cattle, wheat, gold. That doesn't give you a lot of hints as to what kind of stuff you're going to see on this map. This is a pretty middle of the road kind of start, so I'll be very curious to see what nations get picked. There's quite a lot of desert up top. Yeah, let's see. One thing concerning when you're thinking of picking a horse or elephant-led unique unit nation is how many of those things can you reasonably expect to be on the map? All those nations have riders' families. You will be guaranteed at least one through the projects. But if you can't see horses and you can't see elephants, how confident can you be that you'll have enough places to produce them? I don't know about you, viewer, but I quite like the peaceful background sounds of this game. The animals, sometimes the water, and it changes based on what's on your screen. Now we're getting water sounds. Egypt. Corset is going with Egypt. A very safe pick. And for 5 turns, we will be playing simultaneous. So, let's see what they do to start. Egypt starts with ironworking, labor force, and stone cutting. So, they may not yet make use of this pasture, and they did not settle any other major resources in their territory. A mine is very helpful. A farm, especially as landowners, can be quite useful. And over here, Sabertooth has taken Assyria and also settled in place. Assyria starts with ironworking, stone cutting, they start with administration, trapping, and military drill. Yes, the colors sometimes get me. Assyria starting with military drill can make them very aggressive. Additionally, every Assyrian unit starts with Focus 1. Interesting. Sabertooth has chosen to give that starting unit Shield Bearer. I did not quickly notice what was available. I would assume that that was the best they had. And we do see a farm going up for Egypt and harvesting the gold. That pulls in a nice amount of money to start with, even though Egypt does not need much gold. Alright, so the Assyrian leader started as a builder, not what I typically think of as an aggressive Assyrian nation, but very helpful nonetheless. And a delver, that is a nice one to get, especially if you find a good city to put this leader in. Over here in Egypt, we have also a builder that got delver. Very interesting. Assyria has made aggressive moves toward clearing that camp with their slinger. But Egypt, Egypt is putting the builder leader on that warrior to start with. That is very interesting. Egypt is doing a decent amount of scouting and harvesting some food from the goats. And Assyria is going to clear that camp, I believe. Next turn before it spawns another unit. Great, we properly have a timer going. Let's see if anyone's even watching me. Oh, wow. Yes. The random trait on the starting leaders is always matched. Well, there you go. Learning something all the time. Thank you, chat. That does make sense. Oh, taking that leader-led unit up to the barbarians. And it has spawned another, which will be very annoying. While over here, Assyria has in fact cleared that site and has finished their settler and is on the way. We have this remaining simultaneous turn before they go back and forth. There is an awful lot of farming going on. Assyria is building their farms around what will be a future pasture to help it out. And now Assyria has gotten a zealot to put onto their slinger. Where did they get a zealot from? Just a random family. How handy. And we have the second city. Champions, not entirely surprising for Assyria. Egypt still up clearing. Sadly, likely to have some problems. Well, they could clear that next. Let's see, they're going to take 3 and probably 3. It does depend. Their settler is out, so they can clear it next turn and move up there to make a city before that unit is killed by the remaining unit. But they are not. They are taking their free site immediately and building a militia to help take care of the barbarians. Assyria clearing this other camp with this wonderful zealot slinger with shield bearer and in a forest. These barbarians do not have much hope of hurting this slinger. More farms. Gotta get that food if you're gonna expand. And a worker. Okay. I like this. You're a builder. Get the workers out while they're cheap. Okay. Does Egypt clear this camp? If they do, they'll have a little bit of time. Okay, they do. While inside that camp, they only take 3 damage. Ooh, that's still more than I'd like. We'll see how they pull this up. And as a landowner, they were able to buy a tile, push out the borders, and get this wheat, which for a landowner in Egypt is beautiful. Headed toward the free site, but out of orders to take it this turn, so we'll have to see what next turn brings. I apologize, chat, if you were trying to tell me things. I do not have it up. I have to go look at it. A wonder check. Yes, we can. The pyramids in the Great Stupa. Very fun early ones. Pyramids, you should not have any problems finding an appropriate tile. The Ishtar Gate is always fun. The lighthouse is interesting on this map, as there is a significant amount of water, but that is away from each other. So we'll have to see if they start getting aggressive toward each other, or if they go away and somebody decides they want a lighthouse. We also have the Jebel Barkal, the Apadana, the Colossus, and the Museum. Oh, the Colosseum. The Colosseum is a good one. I don't think anyone has a particularly strong culture city yet. I don't know if anyone will get something that strong. Okay, we have not founded that city yet. Egypt brought back the warrior to not die, which is great. And we have a shrine in Assyria. A little bit of adjacent food, a half an order. Always nice to get some more orders. I don't know how much the timer is affecting everyone. I know it does when I play click down fast in a way that is induces a little bit of stress, we'll say. And that beautiful, beautiful wheat tile they expanded to, we're going to start an improvement on it this turn. Yes. This will produce so much food and growth. Will fuel the settler building. Okay, we heal. And let's see what we're going to do. We are going to settle a Riders family. Very nice. A second scout. And maybe even more important with this many scouts, 2 orders from the family seat. Can greatly help you figure out what is out here. Yes, Sophister. I believe I was part casting your game earlier, and that clock sound effect, oh boy, it does bring you right into it. Feels like every click is taking just a little bit of time off. You're like, come on, guys, I got to get this thing faster. This will definitely be, especially for me, I do not play a lot of multiplayer. I do not play a lot of timed multiplayer. In this tournament, that will be the biggest difference for me, and I know many other players, this is one of their first timed multiplayer games. It can get you. You got to think a lot faster than you probably used to. Legacy of the King. Okay, let's see the ambition. Egypt decides. Oh, those are definitely some ambitions. There are not a lot of great quarry tiles, and 500 stone feels like an overlap with the quarries. Coast and ocean tiles, not my favorite either. We'll see if they take any of them. More harvesting. Get some money from the horses. Egypt has a large amount of money. Both of them starting with builders, and their 3 discipline is very handy. And he has bone dice. Interesting. Syria took 500 stone. Okay. Well, I believe the 50 they've produced was from clearing. Egypt also took 500 stone ambition. This is very interesting. It's funny because in some ways their leader choices and their ambition choices lead them the same ways, and in other ways they're taking entirely opposite paths to their cities. Well, with this one healed up and this militia here, this should be an easy clear in a few turns. What can I see? 6 turns till the next barbarian. I think that should be cleared by then. We have some excellent food income about to come online, along with growth. And we have workers being built. We have lots of exploration. And some harvesting. Harvesting of food. That is an interesting choice. I would think there's plenty of food for Egypt, but if they want to pump out settlers, they will need as much food as possible. Assyria, a turn away from their next settler to take, presumably, this cleared site. And with what this site has, 2 fur, I would assume Assyria, whose families I'm going to look at now, I would assume they're going to put a hunter there. It will lead into the aggressiveness of having 2 military families. Let's see about Egypt's clear. Ooh, that militia taking quite a bit of damage while getting presumably attacked by both of them last turn. Luckily, one will be dead, and the other can only do 4 as long as the militia stays that far away. Well, with the militia closer, it still only does 4. Okay, well then, yes, I believe this will be a clear, though. How much do you do? You do 5, and you do 4. Yes. And then the militia will get hit for 4, and then the turn after they will clear. Safe. Well done. We have plenty of scouting with those extra riders' orders. It does not look like we have war with any of the tribes yet. At least not. Let's see. We're back on Assyria's side. Assyria has not met any tribes. Well, they are all down here, and they have not gone. It is, in fact, a hunter city with a beautiful mine on the ore to go with it. Now, where did ambitions get moved to? Oh, yes. Ambitions are on the left side. if anyone hasn't noticed. They do collapse, which does make them a lot harder to see. And those fur are going to be absolutely fun. If you're looking for the first city to culture up outside of capitals, which usually have some pretty good on their own, this first city is a good choice. I would love to get these furs online and use this as my staging ground for 4 laws and my unique units. Put those 4, like 2 barracks and a garrison and a stronghold in these 4 tiles, and then just dare the other player to come over and get you. And for that other player, we are in fact, as I said, clearing this, which they are going to lose that militia, assuming the barbarian attacks it. Oh, I did not have that right. Well, that is probably worth it to do a kill and get another city spot, but maybe they'll get lucky. The barbarians are not known for their intelligence. And we have a Shrine of Ra, another half-order and adjacency to farm. So they have both decided to take farm adjacency on their first shrine. Though, it would have been nicer right here, but I'm not certain that Sabertooth had that in mind at the time. I just wanted to get it down. Okay, we are healing up this wonderful slinger who's done pretty much all of our work. We have another slinger with a commander on it. Commanders get 20% additional strength if the same unit is adjacent. Putting these 2 together can do a ton of damage. And I assume once this one is healed or close to it, we will see that damage directed at someone. Sabertooth has found Numidians. Might be directed at them. Might be directed at their remaining barbarian camp. Egypt did in fact lose, as we can see the dead body of that militia. Poor guy. Your fight was noble. We have a farmer coming out in that wonderful, wonderful wheat tile. And we have a warrior. That'll help. There are still 2 barbarian camps for Egypt to clear, and they have now grown to having 3 units apiece. That can get dicey. We are doing a lot of harvesting. These new resources are some of my favorite to harvest. 20 happiness in a nearby city if this is close enough. 30 happiness if you are Persia and get an additional 50%. Persia being one of my favorite nations to play. That can hold off the effects of discontent for just enough turns. This -8, -8 total. It's bad. But it gets real bad when you're at discontent levels 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. And you can just push that out by just enough turns by harvesting this every so often. Eventually you will want it inside your city so that you can build on it and actually get the happiness from it. But until then, harvesting it can be very lucrative. As very early, there is almost no other way to get additional happiness. Okay, we should have a clear coming. The real question is, when will the settler be coming? I assume this capital of Wasset will do that after the farmer is done, and it should. It already has 15 growth. In a turn, that farmer will provide 2.5 more growth, and this shrine will provide another 0.4 growth, which I think will also affect this farmer that is coming up. So we are looking at 18 to 19 growth. And there's our wonderful zealot slinger. He's scouting the Numidians. His other slinger is already up there, along with his militia, so perhaps the Numidians are the first target. And we have this beautiful ore mine coming online. That is so much iron. 2.4 training, which 20% of that is coming from the leader being a delver. That's the extra 0.4 you don't normally get on an ore mine. All right. Another farm around this wonderful farm shrine. Totally reasonable. Let's see what they build in Wasset. I'm hoping for a settler. We've got a site now. Let's get someone down on it. Currently, a settler is 5 years. 18.1 training, or a growth, is nice. And more exploration. Where is the other scout? Did it get beat on by these barbarians? No. Couldn't possibly have died to all that. There's one, the starting scout. They have a... Oh, their rider scout has been over here. Well, certainly up for doing some investigation of your opponent. Let's see, we should have a single turn of heal if... Nope, they just want to get it on. And perhaps it is against the barbarians. And I see this is a very nice granary next to that farm. And they have an acolyte already. We do not have any non-pagan religions founded yet. And while we see Egypt move around, let's start checking. So, not totally unexpected, Syria getting some more, though Egypt is about to get out another warrior. What I'm curious about is how have their science been? Okay. I think you can see where some of these specialists are coming out. Especially here, we got that acolyte online. And here we've just got a couple of specialists online. So, pretty close, but, you know, 20 to 16 is not that big now. But if you stay 25% above your opponent, you can get a lot out of it. I Assyria is going for the barbs, and what a nice clear. Holy cow, he didn't even have those two slingers next to each other. Let's check out, as aristocracy is about to finish, what else we've been getting here. All right. Not a whole lot. Has targets on ironworking and stonecutting. Yes, very beautiful basic text. There are no other targets, so we will have to see after Sabertooth has done what they're going for. And Egypt just finished. Egypt just finished with husbandry. And they have also got divination. So, we have some choices here. Do they want to go toward polis? Or get their own aristocracy? I would be curious if they decide that they would like phalanx. Though, against Assyria, you were unlikely to see too many mounted units. Phalanx is not a priority, but some people just like getting spearmen as their first 5-strength unit. We have that other warrior online, and as soon as that warrior comes out, gets a hero on it. That will definitely help. Healing in neutral territory while you're still trying to clear barbs is wonderful. And immediately start another warrior. And they started a militia in this city. I guess if they think clearing is going to need to be that fast. This is a unit, and Wasset definitely has the growth to do that. Still continuing to clear. That is some beautiful work. Those two slingers standing side by side. And Zoroastrianism. Boy, that sound effect's loud. And time for an ambassador. 4 charisma ambassador, giving you plus 40 family opinion. That can help a lot. Let's go back while Egypt is going and see Assyria. That has bumped this one into positive, pushed this one up, and made hunters over 100. So that 40 opinion can get really handy. Alright, we, now having finished husbandry, is going to put down the pasture. Egypt is going for this very, very nice, juicy Wasset city, producing lots and lots of resources. And actively going toward the producing 500 stone by getting their own quarries going down here in the arid land. I wonder why that militia is headed up there. Perhaps to just hold the spot so they can bring back the warrior. Alright, we should be clearing this other unit. And with 4 turns left till it pops another, Assyria could possibly clear that. I would say likely clear that before they move on. and grab another unit. Assyria has the training shrine that they got their second acolyte at in their champion city. This city, with 18 training, you can pump out so much. 18 training is a slightly more than 3-turn slinger. If they can get that up to 20 training, they could pump them out in 3 turns. Over here, the Rider City is only at 10, like a non-champion seat military city, which requires 6 turns for every of our basic units. Though they do have their governor, who is frugal. Interesting, making many of these things much cheaper. Their leader is strict, so every of those units that come out, infantry, which is all you got early on, will get 50 experience. And a warrior in Wasset. I think holding the place and bringing your warrior back is a good move, but when will the settling happen? Assyria is already getting a settler in 2 turns, and will have that cleared by the time it gets there, and will have 4 cities well before Egypt has 3. I would be curious to see if Assyria tries the border boost trick of researching almost all of border boost, switching to another tech long enough to get another city, which they are very close to getting, and then switching back to border boost so that you can get border boost on 4 of your cities instead of 3. It does require you to remember to switch and to remember to switch back. And I have forgotten that more than one time. So we'll have to see how Assyria does it. Let's see, how many do we have watching right now? I actually have no idea how to tell that. If you can't figure it out, I have not streamed very much. Egypt, perhaps feeling the tick of the clock, still has 12 orders left to use. I wonder if they were looking at the event. Egypt does have 3 whole minutes of time banked, of which it looks you can use in 30-second increments. And if they're gonna do the border boost trick, now is the time. The pyramids. Assyria finds a nice desert location and plops down the pyramids. Will make lots of laws much, much cheaper to get. The pyramids give you the 2 victory points all wonders give you, and an order per year is nice. But the big deal is every law will cost you 200 civics instead of 400 civics the first time that you get it. If you keep switching laws back and forth, the pyramids will do nothing for you. But at start, you get a 50% discount on laws. And that can be a big, big deal if you are trying to rush to 4 laws. And again, perhaps Assyria is hearing the ticking clock. Do not know if they will switch off border boost or just accept it for 3 cities. Back to Egypt. Wasset is a turn away from getting to developing culture. No Assyrian city has gotten there yet. They are actively fighting these barbarians with this hero warrior. It is possible this pasture and worker has drawn the ire of these barbarians. We'll see if they end up going to attack it. Although, with a builder in there, this is not taking very long to finish, and that barbarian will not stop it. Oh, and we have our own wonder over here. A staple of Egypt's play. Getting wonders, and this, the Great Stupa. Let's go over what this wonder can get for us. The Great Stupa allows you the requisite 2 victory points and 4 culture, but allows pillar edicts. And pillar edicts are very handy. Let's get this bumped and bumped so I can show you pillar edicts. Pillar edicts are buildings you are allowed to put one of in each city. They can be built anywhere, so they help you push out borders by putting an urban anywhere. They give you 2 civics a year for that city and 2 legitimacy. They do not take very long to build. In fact, they are exactly the cost of a road, assuming you've built that road on flat land. So some people like to use them in place of roads, since they are an urban building. They get the same movement as roads. So pillar edicts, very strong, very helpful for pushing your borders, getting just that one extra resource you want. And I know I spent all of Assyria's turn talking about Egypt's pillar edicts, so let's go back to them. Did they switch off border boost? I believe they did during the ensuing section, because they have a whole turn's worth of ironworking. So I think they are, in fact, going to do this trick. We will see when that settler gets up there. Egypt, with many orders still remaining, doing a lot of exploring and harvesting. So much food. Egypt just has food and food upon food. Ah. Assyria was just able to upgrade their... Well, it looks like it said it had one. Oh, they're no longer stressed. Well, that is helpful. But Assyria's leader, a builder, frugal, cultivator, delver. While this is not very helpful militarily, this is such an economic boon. Things cost less. Here's some extra food. Here's some extra iron. Just little bits here and there. This is beautiful for building an economy. We'll have to see just how long that these leaders stay around. We're getting to the age where you get the very infrequent annoying deaths in the 40s. And by the time we get to the 50s, it'll be slightly more likely, and we'll see how long they each go. Maybe we can get them into the 60s. All right, Egypt has another worker come out over here to go along with their hero worker, or sorry, hero warrior and other warrior. They are continuing to just pump out the stone over here. We are up to 45 stone a turn with very little iron income. But I do believe that they're targeting to clear this barbarian site on the water, which should be a nice site. And another hero available to put on this warrior. 2 hero warriors can sustain barbarian clearing for a long time, not having to come back to your borders to heal. They can do some serious work. And again, the ticking clock. And there it is. Assyria did in fact do that city, finish the border boost, and get some very good looking tile areas. This, as a cleric city, if you, since you have a religion in Zoroastrianism, if you can get that up here, if you can start putting monasteries in, because as the clerics, one of the bonuses is you can build monasteries without monasticism. A semi-recent change to clerics. You can get quite a bit of science from cleric cities, putting down monasteries. Also, they can build urban improvements on sand. Otherwise, there's 7 tiles in this city that are, I guess 6 are useless. This one is next to a mountain, so you'd be able to build a quarry there. But sand tiles normally, flat sand not next to a mountain, are useless. Sand with hills allows mines. Sand next to mountains allows quarries. This tile does nothing. Unless you're a cleric. Alright, we have clearing happening over here. Oh, how much does this do? That does 4. I am slightly concerned for this warrior. Especially since he would have been able to heal. Perhaps the urgency of the clock is getting to Egypt. I hope they do not lose that warrior. A beautiful mine on here, and I think they did, in fact, lose that warrior. Oh, Egypt has done a cheeky little move of putting one of their scouts on the free site that Assyria has yet to claim. I don't know if Egypt will leave it there, but as long as they do, Assyria is going to have to go to war to get that site. I don't think that's a huge problem. Assyria currently has many sites available to it. We have this Numidian one they just cleared. I think that was Numidian. Yes, they are. And I assume, yes, there's their scout. They have seen the Thracian sites down along the bottom. I don't know that anybody has seen the Vandal sites. Let's check. They have not met the Vandals. And Egypt has also not met the Vandals. So it is possible nobody knows just how many more additional sites are down there. And unlikely to get used, but always fun to have, sites on the islands. Which means there are corresponding sites on this side. The Danes. Oh, poor Danes. Looks like that's the only site they got. I guess they're just going to have to be satisfied by constantly raiding someone once they've met them, which might never happen. Egypt does clear that unit, but they sadly lost their other wonderful warrior amongst the ebony, resting his final resting place. Another warrior is coming out of Wasset. I do honestly hope that some settlers will be coming out shortly after that. They're continuing to hold that city site. They've got to know, just by looking at the score, that Assyria's got 4 cities. And that they are going to need some of their own. It does look like pretty much everyone has moved. So, it is not urgent. You can do most of your eventing on the other person's turn. Well, the leaders still going strong on both sides. Let's check science. A big jump for Assyria there, but it really only gets them back to slightly ahead. In fact, Egypt has more total science. That is some nice Egypt science there, and Assyria's bumped ahead. And his trusty slingers have cleared that Numidian camp and all the remaining extra units. The shipwrecked sailor. I wish there was a good way to see what someone chose for that. Ah. Okay. Here's the moment of truth. What will be built in Wasset? Can they clear this camp next turn? I believe the answer to that is yes. And where will the units go next? I wonder... Oh, another general. The leader's wife, a tactician. That is also nice to have. This is some serious stone income. I wonder if Egypt is targeting another wonder, or if they just really want to have stone. Can't imagine the lighthouse at this moment. The Apadana does give you some wonderful civics and save you a bit of money. The Jebel Barkal would not do a whole lot for them at the moment, as they do not believe they have any world religions present in their cities. They do not. So perhaps the Ishtar Gate. I guess we will see. And, unsurprisingly, Assyria is choosing to spread their religion. There are 2 cleric cities that they could use and get monasteries. If I was a betting man, I would say one of those monasteries will go right here, as the monastery's boost grows around them. I don't know when those groves will exist, but it's nice to have the adjacency. And he has spread Zorro to his capital of Nineveh. Let's see if after that settler he pumps out another disciple. He's going to go with another disciple in his hunter city. What is the growth like in this city? It is only 10. That shall be interesting. A rancher. Alright, I'll grant as landowners, that can get done pretty quickly. As a landowner's family, you get minus 50 Royal Specialist production time. Alright. This rancher is going on the goats. Does he want to push that out even further? Yes, he does want to push that out. He would like to claim the horse for this city. That will be interesting. Perhaps they're thinking of putting something here that won't use a horse, or perhaps they will put the horse back in that city later by exchanging the tile. But again, I would really love to see some settlers. You are stuck on 2 cities. You have 2 build queues. You can produce 2 things at a time. Assyria is closer to having 5. In fact, they did declare war and did clear the scout off of here. So they are, in fact, closer to 6 with both these settlers coming down than Egypt even is to 3. And while I do not think it is a requirement that you have as many cities as your opponent, unlike some other games, you can do quite well tall in Old World, but 2 cities to 6 is not usually a great decision. And a wonderful smattering of quarries around this volcano. What do we got? 8, 11 for this one being unarid. That is going to really pump up a flagging stone income. We have pushed that city. Wasset, the super city. And please, oh please, make a settler. They have cleared this camp. Will they take those warriors back to Wasset, heal up, and take all 3 of them toward that barb camp? We shall see. Ripped asunder. Ah, yes. Sending your child as a tactics student. Getting brave or wounded is less than fun. Egypt's heir is a righteous builder. That is pleased. That can come in very handy even before taking over. You could make a wonderful governor out of that. And a flood. Oh. How unfun for Assyria. They did finish the pyramids, though, and that is wonderful. They, in fact, have no laws to do, so while they have enough for one, there's nothing to enact. And they are, I would say, mostly unaffected by the flood for now. Seems like everyone was already building something else or working somewhere else, except this militia perhaps was hurt. But they are, in fact, up to 6 cities and building another settler. I would assume they're aiming for these Thracians that they are at war with. This is the Assyria I know. Aggressive. Using champions units with their innate steadfast to clear camps. And we do have a settler coming online in Wasset. That is beautiful. Do not know how long it will take in Necken. 8 years isn't great, but when you need to settle, you need to settle. And keeping one on the camp. I suppose you might want to keep something there if that's not the next one you want to settle, but sadly, I think you're going to need that unit to fight the barbarians or the Scythians, whichever you define as your next enemy. I think you could make good use of this militia, though, to hold that spot if you decide you're not going to settle it in the next 10 turns. I like the road building. Connecting everything up is going to be very handy. And exactly as I thought, this militia will go hold the site. Although, where this warrior is going is curious to me. Perhaps he does not think he needs it to clear those barbs, or perhaps they are going toward a different opponent. And the raiders from the Thracians already coming toward Assyria, who puts another general on another slinger. This is a beautiful little army here of 4 slingers with another general. We have 1 tactician, 2 zealots, and 1 commander. Let's see if any of them has any. Oh, that one has herbalist, so that is nice. That one has brave. And this one has bloodthirsty. Well, if Assyria can use those all in tandem, they should be able to do quite a bit of damage to the Thracians. Egypt, what will you do now? In fact, for quite a while, Egypt has had the bone dice, but I do not think I have seen the gamble mission very frequently. Understandable, that is 2 orders you don't really want to use to get money as someone who has an awful lot of money. They do have quite a bit of food. I will be curious as to what for. The stone could be quite useful in wonder building. And they have finished the Great Stupa. Let's see if they add any pillar edicts to their cities. Maybe a little border spread, maybe a little road replacement. Assyria scouting and workers. Assyria currently has 7 worker units. You can get an awful lot done with that. And we're missing the fun part, as I hear. Yes, they in fact killed the 2 Thracian-born raider units. And should have view from this scout of the 2 remaining units, though I am sure they don't know that there's no one hiding here, and one will be popping out, so. But those 4 highly damaging slingers shall have no problem with 3 Thracian units, so they should be able to clear before the next unit and well before the encampment upgrade. Which is good. They are only 4 turns away from the settler for that location, presumably. We're putting on the horse, so they do not want to put this horse back in this location. Once you have built this pasture, this horse is attached to Wasset. And they have connected the 2 cities by road. A very nice road. Let's see what they're doing with their units. This unit, perhaps just chilling at home. Perhaps they would like to have someone around for when the walls finish. It is nice to just get a little bit extra happiness. I am a little bit surprised to build walls. The city is not in danger. And while the walls do provide the extra happiness when you have a family unit, that is usually a nice bonus, but not the reason you build walls. So we'll have to see what they plan on doing here. How dare you steal my child? I did not see that. Perhaps I need to read more of their events. No, this does nothing about the event. And child stealing. They did kill the scout they had been pursuing. That was down there. I see. And they've moved in on the Thracians. With 9 turns left to kill before it grows, I feel safe saying that will happen. I will be curious what they want to put in this city. There's a gems and a gold, pigs and camels, and a little counterintuitively, they have clericked a ton, so they are planning on getting some serious monasteries up, I assume. Having only one of each military city so far, I could see a case for either one going here. Egypt has their settler. Let's see where they go. Egypt does seem to be playing a little bit more passive of a game. Not as concerned with barb clearing or tribe clearing. More concerned with building up these cities. Sadly, it takes till forestry to get a lot of use out of this ebony. And we have one of those pillar edicts. They would like to pull in this other ebony right now. That's a great move. In fact, you will be getting... You get 1 happiness per turn just from it being in your territory before you've even made it better. Between that, the one that's there, the walls with the unit in it, they can get themselves all the way to only -6 per turn. I'm not sure to what end, but it's better than being unhappy. Assyria continuing to clear, wailing on the Thracians with their slingers. And I don't know if they realized not staying next to it would not put them on it. I believe another Thracian will step on that and reclaim it next between the turns. I still do not think it will be a problem. 4 highly advanced slingers can take care of that job. And now Egypt has finished that pillar edict and in fact gotten the ebony in there. Now, what to research next? If they want to make good use of that ebony, they could go with forestry, but with only 17 science. Yes, they do not have anyone providing very much in the way of wisdom. I believe that they must have had someone die. Well, they haven't ever really been that high. Not like Assyria's getting to. But they did found their other city, and it is sages. So they now have all 3 of their families up. They bypassed clerics. They bypassed having their own clerics for sages. Can't argue with that one. It's hard to make clerics work if you don't have a religion yet. Though I would imagine they could found Judaism relatively easily if that's what they wanted. Alright. I assume we will see some action. It did not go back and claim. Maybe I am wrong about how those tribes work. But it will not take a lot of effort to clear off these 2. And another religion spread. Now, Nisibis is also Zoroastrian. I wonder if he will create even more disciples and pump up this already well ahead science. And the site is claimed. And that is a serious amount of damage. That sure looks like it was critical. How wonderful. Another unnecessary critical. And another crit. Assyria sure is nice to be you sometimes. One more turn till that settler is available. Lots of economic progress going on. We've got a mine on the gold. We have done one camp already and looks like starting to cut down to get to the other camp, but is out of orders. With this city already being developing. Beautiful. This well-upgraded warrior, Amphibious, Warden, and Highlander, you can get some serious extra attack from this. In fact, if you can get yourself in an urban hill spot, beautiful. You'll be good to smack things or hard to kill. I do not believe... Oh, this one has one. He is also Warden. So I see prioritizing a little defense and getting raided. That should not be much of a problem. And is building a hamlet. Alright. Alrighty then. And another pillar edicts. I do not know if Egypt knows that your things get extended if your worker is injured. Because this worker is injured more than 5 but less than 10, it was extended 2 years. But because the governor in Corset was a builder, it was reduced 1 year. So this pillar edict is only taking 2 years. And it looks like so many of Assyria's workers finished at once, and he is going for the Jebel Barkal. I see why the religion spread has been prioritized, as opposed to building the monasteries. The Jebel Barkal gives you a temple of a world religion present in the city. Once he finishes it, every city with Zoroastrianism will get a Zoroastrian temple. And we can pop this up so that you can see what a temple does. Yeah, if I'm, any good at clicking. A temple will give you half an order, 3 culture, and allow you to build priest specialists and provide adjacency for monasteries. So this is key when you place the temple, since you're placing it before the monasteries. It needs to have regular urban adjacency. For most of these cities, that'll probably be nearby the city center. And if you want your monastery to be next to it, you gotta think about where to put that temple. Alright, Egypt is getting more walls and a council, which I hope is strictly to wait for something else to finish. It's not growth. It's I do not know. I guess perhaps they would really like some civics? They can't possibly need the training or money, but... Ah, I see. Perhaps it was just what defaultly got placed if they did not put something last turn. Because they are going for a warrior, and now they have bunched all their warriors down here. At least to clear the raiders, possibly to go attack somebody when they're done clearing the raiders. Worker, walls, warrior. Let's see how the king is doing. The king also owns the board game, which provides you a wisdom. Very nice. Still a strict delver, fierce leader that does not seem to show any signs of stopping. Over in Assyria, we have the same. A frugal cultivator delver builder. Intolerant. Oof. That's one of my least favorite weaknesses. But you can deal with it for all the other things she's providing, and probably was the best of bad choices in whatever event it came from. And a camp on the camels. So we see this site. Did they move a slinger back or lose one? They moved one back to take care of this warrior that popped up. Or they built another slinger. I guess we'll have to see. Okay, so we got clearing down here. What do the families look like in Egypt? Well, one of them only recently started. Their landowner's family, very, very happy. The oligarch is endeared and is also a builder and is also Egyptian pagan, so that does not hurt. 93 legitimacy doesn't hurt. This family, not as excited. This family, also not as excited. So, getting a little bit from founding their family seat. Still, but mostly the legitimacy's carrying this. Gotta love those pillar edicts. Another tip for others. This pillar edict they built on top of a road. I do not believe you get the discount on a pillar edict on a road, but I think other times you build an urban you do. But you could have just built this instead of a road, as it is urban and counts for the same movement. Any urban tile is roaded. And what else will Egypt do? Okay. Interesting. Labor force as a prereq for targeted tech. They have targeted navigation. It's not for the boats, I don't think, unless they've got something they're thinking of. Would only be, well, no, it would be their fourth law. They have one available, labor force provides one, navigation provides one. A fourth law. And a developing city, and just as I predicted, I don't know if they'll put the other two things in these tiles, but they are building up here. And they will presumably be putting a garrison and a stronghold in this city as soon as they have those 4 laws, which will be cheaper due to the pyramids. Syria playing a very nice game so far. Doing a ton of clearing, keeping their units alive. Egypt, a pretty nice game. I would have loved to see the settling happen sooner. They are on 3 cities. They are 3 nice cities. But they're on 3 cities. They're building walls. They seem concerned with the well-being of their cities instead of the number of their cities. They are good with orders, though. This is quite a lot for now, as we can see, resume the orders. Neck and neck, some jumping across from each other, but at the current moment we have Assyria 19, Egypt 20, and a total throughout the game of Assyria 510 and Egypt 506. Very close. I will be curious to see what Egypt does with their units when they are done healing, perhaps, or just sitting around. I'm not sure yet. But they have cleared those raiders, and they are building a road on the Ebony. Well, perhaps this is a way to build a road up to this upcoming city? We shall see. I would love some road. Are you building road here? You did. As I was just about to say, they're already starting on it. I would love some road connecting Zoti to Wasset and everything else. And the raid. Ooh, the Scythian raid moving in. They have there a single militia. Yikes. I hope they're able to get something up there, because everything but this militia who's placeholding is down here. Alright, where we have this settler popped out, another one being built. Assyria not content on their 6 cities they have and 7th upcoming, would like an 8th city, and I don't blame them. Take what you can get. They are building. Oh, this is one of my favorite things in the world to do. And they would like to do it before Jebel Barkal goes down. Temples are required to have regular urban adjacency, but monasteries are not, and they are just now figuring out they cannot build a monastery here, because this is not a cleric city. Without monasticism, you are only allowed to build them in cleric cities. But what they're trying, I presume, is to build 2 monasteries next to each other in 2 opposite cities, and then you have produced 2 tiles, 1 in each city, where you can put the temple, because they will follow normal urban adjacency, being next to 2 monasteries. And those temples boost the monasteries, so now each monastery is getting boosted by each temple. A very nice move, if they already had monasticism, or if they had chosen to do that at the borders of 2 of their cleric cities. I hope between these 2 cities they do it right here. This would be beautiful. Even slightly more beautiful for maximum adjacency would be here, though you would have to buy 2 tiles for this other city. It will be curious to see when they place those temples. We have 10 more turns, it looks like, till Jebel is done. And we are moving units up to take care of these super annoying Scythian-born raiders. And smartly putting that militia in the city so it does not die to those raiders. Lots of roads being built, which I very much am in favor of, though I am wondering if these guys will both come over here. We're looking at 8 damage, and you cannot get there. Well, that is excellent news, because together they could have done 18 damage if they could both reach it. I do assume that this one is mounted, yes. I do assume this one will move closer, and that this one will actually go attack the city, because raiders love, in my opinion, seem to really love attacking cities. But we'll see. I don't think I've checked the chat in a while. It did attack the city. Alright, chat, anything? Scientific loves this map script. I agree if you're still watching Scientific. This map script, super interesting. All of this stuff down south, all of this water, actual city sites in across the ocean. Although I fear that this Dane site is basically never going to happen. It will not raid till it's met someone. Unlike the other sites on the islands, it won't even meet anyone because it does not have a large landmass-based site. Those Danes, those poor Danes, just hanging out all by themselves. We are clearing a Vandal camp, so we're at war with Vandals. We're still at war with Thracians from clearing this camp, and doing it all with just a few slingers and a few generals. Although this one's going to have a fun time with the 2 Thracians raiders that just showed up. And oh boy, Egypt got a handful going on here. It just moved these 2 warriors up north because these 2 raiders showed up, and all there was a militia. And at the same time, 4 more raiders coming toward Necken and his single warrior, which I hope they at least move back into the city center to take minimum damage. This can do 3. This can get close enough to do 4. This can also do 4. So we're looking at 11. Can you get close enough to do anything? You cannot. If that warrior does not move, we are looking at 11 damage. Thank you. It's like you heard me. A wonderful move. Now, how do they split these up? These 3 warriors are the extent of their non-militia army. I do think that you could take care of this with just a militia and warrior. And this one has healed. Next turn, you can bring it down. 2 turns later, you'll have another. I think that fends everyone off, but it also means a slower tempo on expanding. There is still a barbarian camp available, and this, viewers, is why we don't leave these around. This barbarian camp will not ever do anything but grow bigger, but this Scythian, these, where did these even come from? These are Gauls. They probably came from over here. Not much you can do about that now. These 2, I believe, are Thracians from this camp. These are the camps that will get super annoying if you don't take care of them early. And Assyria has taken care of a lot of them early. And we have the settler coming down. And this disciple that was up here trying to build this very smartly, but sadly unavailable, is presumably going to build a monastery here. If he puts that monastery next to these olives in any one of these 3 locations, it will get adjacency to that future possible grove. And if he does that in any of these 3 locations, he can put the temple here or here to give adjacency to the monastery. And then you just got adjacencies building on top of each other. All right, trapping. We, humorously enough, have seen neither player really go into the other starting unit tech. So Egypt has been fully on warriors, having just now going for trapping. And I do not remember if or when Assyria got ironworking, but has been going just slingers. It's a very funny difference between them. Oh, he took the other one up north. He was really concerned about clearing this one. So they did that. This could be very painful. It will return damage, as it is a tactician, but only when someone hits it directly, which I think is just this unit. It's the only melee unit. It will do 4. I don't know how much it will return. I'm not sure if it will show me that till I'm staying next to it. This guy will do 4. This guy will do 5 standing next to it. This person... Oh, and there it goes. There's the damage. 10 already on it. Oof. And why are these Gaul units coming up? Is Egypt at war with Gaul? Egypt is at war with Gaul. It's not even just the raiders. This will be very interesting to deal with. Okay, let's go back to Assyria's turn. Oh, they have cleared this site, and they're going to settle that one first. Interesting. This site has a horse, and there are not a lot of horses on this map. There's also a camel over here, which can be super interesting on these desert-type maps, as camel units, I believe, get extra on both desert and arid. Though you need land consolidation to build the camel archers. All right. 10 workers and 2 disciples for Assyria, and we have 4 workers for Egypt. Let's look at some of these production. The orders are still close, but you're going to see a lot of other things. Egypt has a lot of food. Assyria getting a ton of iron. Egypt on the stone. And yeah, no one's really doing any wood yet. No one has forestry. But this one's big. Assyria took a lead, and it is not slowing down. This is without that many monasteries. He's got so many cleric cities that don't have monasteries yet. I believe there's 1. But there's still 1, 2, 3 other cleric cities that could get monasteries, and that's in a cleric city, 4 science apiece. There's 12 science waiting to get built to make this lead massive. And it's already big. Acolytes, definitely helpful. Really, urban specialist as a whole, very helpful. I don't know about this. Healing, but staying there? I mean, I guess 5, 10. This guy comes up here and you're at 14. If this guy comes over here, that unit's dead. I don't know what the raiders are going to do. I know they're raiders. They don't always focus. Some of them could go after the city. But I wouldn't have left that to chance. That's enough units to kill your thing. And I sure hope it doesn't happen. Oh, and it did happen. Ouch. Oh, that's rough. An already low number of units getting further decreased. And we have a hunter city. So I know it's not always the first thing you think of. When I do hunters, I'm looking for furs and game. But this camel is a camp. When you put a camp on it, it gives you half an order. When it's in a hunter city, it's a full order because it's doubling that half order. That is nice. That is wonderful. Another cleric city. Well, I don't blame him. If he's got a religion, he can put monasteries down. In fact, what is it? What are we looking to? 2 more years till Jebel. I wonder if he can get someone to that city before Jebel's built and give it Zora also. Because it does look like we are at... Oh, our pad does not have it. But there's one here. Hopefully he spreads it. We could have 7, 8 if he can get it to Tushan. We could have 8 free temples in 2 turns. That's 4 orders. Like right away. In addition to... I'm going to go and check because I want to make sure I don't get it wrong. 3 culture in all of those cities. That can get real big. This can spiral quickly. And we're already looking at an 8 city to 3 city matchup. Let's see what he does with these disciples. He will probably... Oh, he's out of orders. He will not do anything with them this turn. He does not even have enough training for another order. Alright. So, we did not spread. He will have a turn left to see how much spread they can get before Jebel is finished. And this could be dangerous. So dangerous. I don't think all of those are going to be able to get close enough to kill it, because you need to be next to it for these skirmishers to do 5. Oh, this one actually has... Oh, it is fierce. That is cutting down on these. Skirmishers next to it are only doing 4, and standing far away from it, they're doing 3. This one will survive, but still playing with fire. There are 2 more units that want to kill you, and these are regular tribe units. This could get out of control fast, and I mean, you're basically just using all your orders to stay steady, to stay even. And I love the roads. I think the roads are great. And if you get this Scythian site, eventually, you just build right off it to it. But you're still on 3 cities. Yes, what to do left with that order. So let's see. Scientific says those vandals are going to be chore once they start raiding. Yeah. There's a lot of them here, and they're not going to be fun. Alright. I don't know what Egypt is still waiting on. Oh, has a decent amount of extension time. Okay. Oof, that worker getting smacked by barbs. So fun. Holy jeez. Well, I had not been watching this, but with its leader, a builder, still alive at age 61, just absolutely pushing the boundaries by building urban. That is wild. I wonder what Assyria is trying to do. Just have their own borders further in? I mean, is there anything? They haven't really claimed a resource. Perhaps they just want to build what is clearly going to be, I would think, a garrison and a stronghold once they're at 2 laws. They have a 3rd available, which they could do this turn, thanks to the pyramids. And they're 4 turns from sovereignty. That's a 4th law. Do you just start building your stuff close to them, or is this just for fun? Let's see how these new cities are doing. He did get Zoro down here, I believe. Well, that one's still there. Maybe that one's from above, and the one that was there came down. So he's got Zoro down there. Did he get Zoro to this city? He did not. This one is still sitting here. I would love, with a turn, still 2 turns. Okay, he's still got a turn. I would love to see this guy spread to Arpad, and this one spread to Tushan, and then get 8 free temples. The real fun part is placing 8 temples. Hopefully, he knows ahead of time. I do not know, and Scientific, if you are still watching, I know way back in the day, in order to get things placed where you wanted from free events, you had to put the little tile marker down if you wanted it to not be random. If you put the tile marker down now, will it skip asking you where to put all these things? The copyright protection is on in audio. Oh, sure. You're a smart man. Okay. Egypt. Oh my. All these beautiful quarries. Burning. Smartly moved back in to heal, but I don't know what else you can do. You finished this. You're no longer fighting those Scythians. You brought some of those over here to clear these barbs that I think should have been cleared a while ago. And you have this one, and you're even building a miner. I don't even know if you're going to finish that miner. I bet they pillaged that. I mean, there's the option of turning this worker into a militia to help clear, but that's painful for a nation that only has 4 workers. Although 4 workers for 3 cities is not bad, you'd love to have more cities by now. and they are in fact wrecking that mine. Yikes. Well, those walls are actually coming in handy a bit. Alright, we do see, this looks like a rebel unit. What is, yeah, the Champs family is at negative 101. That's less than optimal. Why are they upset? They are upset from their envy. Ah, yes. You only have one champ city, which, you know, is sometimes the way to run them, since the seat is so much better than the others. But then you gotta deal with this. Yeah, and Assyrian paganism doesn't like them that much. That's not providing too much, but if this was a plus instead of a minus, you could get them at least down to under minus 100 and cut down on those rebels. Okay, and we got a raider from the Vandals. Okay, where... Okay, he did do that spread in Tushan. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see... It might happen during the off turn, since you can do non-military moves, but I'd love to see that to Arpad, because I believe this is about to finish. We got some murdering going on over here. I heard the death. I believe it was up here. There's an option you can deselect to make it easier, and it will respect pins, but I still think it asks. Yeah, that is... I mean, we're talking first world problems here, that you have to find a way to place 8 temples. But if it can go easier, it is always nice. So many units. Oh my gosh. I mean, sure, that's gonna be a nice farm, but to what end? You have 2,000 food. You produce 82 a turn. That's not even in your landowner's city. It's not even getting you money, which you also don't need. I do think this is one of the things I've had to think about between playing a single player game and playing a multiplayer game. You kind of have as much time as you need to overtake the AI in single player. Like, you don't have forever, they will eventually win, but you don't have to make optimal moves. You can do fun stuff. But in multiplayer against another human, you kind of have to think, does this action get me closer to whatever it is I'm trying to get? Am I trying to get more cities? Am I trying to get a bigger army? Am I trying to get a stronger army? And boy, I need to turn those sound effects down. Holy jeez, that murders. Am I trying to get whatever it is I'm trying to get? Does the thing I do help me with that? And I don't think this farm... I mean, I don't know the goals. I don't know the player who's playing Egypt. But I don't know how this farm gets you that. Okay, and now we have finished. We sadly did not get that, so we only get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 temples. Wow. And yes. And it's not even that you're only going to get a half order per. Temples are doubled by clerics also. That's an order per in Cleric City. Oh, that's a sad, sad miss. This one guy with one order moved over here and spread religion, which I do not believe even costs an order, could have gotten you a free temple and an order per turn. I don't think he's going to be hurting for him, but it's a little bit of a miss. Okay, so we've got temples. That's a shrine. I don't know how many of them have been placed. What? He placed the temple in the highway. Sure, do what you want to do. That's fun. I mean, I bet you just finished putting 7 temples out. I hope that was fun. Yeah. You want to see a jump in orders per turn. Oh, it's not even... we have to wait for the turn to flip over. Yeah, this isn't even the big jump. Let's look back when the turn flips. This is crazy. Still pushing. Oh my gosh. This is so wild. I hope he beats on that barbarian encampment and turns it into a minor city on this crazy, crazy highway. This is so wild. I do not know if Saber knows what's happening in Egypt. I have not seen a ton. There is this scout up here. He does know, Saber does know that Egypt hasn't taken this site. That scout's been there for quite a few turns, probably to monitor this. But otherwise, I don't think Saber has noticed that stuff isn't taken. I mean, you can assume by seeing they only have 3 cities, but I don't think Saber knows the raiding. I don't think Saber is aware of much of what's happening here. This is wild. Okay. We were able to... Oh no. This unit went out and killed and is just sitting out there. Oh, it does have fierce from the general. It is a tactician, but this is asking to get killed. I don't... Let's see, where can you go? Yeah, it could be killed. It could be killed at the end of this turn. We'll have to see what the raiders do. But it's in danger. And another one's coming in 6 turns, but... I mean, with walls, that city will probably hold 6 turns. But when you bust down the walls, it just makes everything slower because of the... I don't even know what it's called. Is it called damage? Just percent reduction from damage. Yeah, that hurts. Let's see if this warrior survives, but I don't love his chances. If they want to kill him, they can. I believe. Oh, they did not want to kill him. Oh, man, survives with 1 health. Oh, get that man in somewhere. Stat. You cannot lose another unit. And this highway still going. What is happening? Just purchasing it too. Using up all the stone to create this. I'm very curious to what end. Like I said, you gotta have a point. It's just to come over and attack. I mean, if you can tell what is, I mean, it's only weaker. That's... I would feel a lot more comfortable just going straight in if they were much weaker, but Sabertooth's probably a better player than I am. And just, yeah, it could just be because I want to go over there and attack them. which they did. Even that little bit of damage from one slinger to this warrior makes it so much harder to use this to finish this camp off and this unit off. It's just that much more annoying. It's painful. It's so painful. And if this one had died too, yeah, ouch. Egypt is asking for trouble. Okay, has anyone started anything else? Oh, Egypt did start the Ishtar Gate a while ago, and now that we've had a turn... Oh, there's the temples coming online. That is a jump from 22 to 28. 28 to 19. This is... The orders are out of control. The cities are out of control. The barbarians and the raiders and the Gauls are out of control. If I was Egypt right now, I would not feel in control. I think it's fun having you as a viewer, Scientific. This is great. Gotta get this guy in somewhere. And gotta put that... Oh. I mean, do you put a shield bearer? There's enough of these that are ranged. Okay, took shield bearer, healed. That's far enough away not to die. But man, it's just... It's not getting easier. Oh, it's just everything in flames over here. Oh. And still took out the barbarian unit, working on the camp. I don't know if they are even going to get the camp. If they keep getting attacked by Sabertooth, I don't think you can do a whole lot. Okay, a scout finished in Wasset, but Slinger, I love it. Gotta get some units out. I mean, I would also love a settler, but I see the urgent problem. And I think they have extra orders. I don't know if Egypt is even using all their orders. And Queen is Iziptu the Fountainhead still alive at 65, though severely ill. What wonderfulness this queen has provided. Frugal, cultivator, delver, and had that for quite a while. And as the governor of Nineveh, providing extra for all of those things, this is great. And this, yep, just murdered Egypt's one unit that was over here. Yes, yes we can. All right. Well, dear chat, while they also bio break, I will be right back. have returned. And they are resuming. Yes, Egypt's notes, they are out of touch. And this is going to be a crash course in what's changed and what strategies don't work anymore. Yes, I also feel like what strategies will and won't work is definitely something to learn. And I gotta say, this is going rough for Egypt. Yes, Scientific, you can be a little bit of a troll, but it is fun. It's fun knowing someone's out there. And Egypt is now learning the extent of what the heck is happening here by scouting through Assyria's borders. Going, why are your borders all the way over here? It certainly was something. But yes, I agree, Scientific. I do think Egypt is at a bad point. Sadly. They've now switched to repair damage just not to lose the city, which I get because there's so many units here, but I don't know if that's just holding off, like pushing out the inevitable out like 3 turns or not, but I mean, how much damage do these things all do if they all focus the city? Two, 1, and 1 return to it. 2, 2. All right. Well, repair damage does 4, and you get 1 back. So you can hold it for a while, but it's not forever. Oh my gosh, just pushing up against Egypt's borders. Yeah. Even Egypt thinks, yeah, this is probably not a big deal. Well, I hope this is not a preview of my game against Scientific, where I'm on 3 cities. Well, actually, I do hope it's a preview if I'm Assyria, but I have a bad feeling that's not the case. Alright, what has Assyria got left? They do have some units down here. I suppose they're trying to clear this. They are having a little bit of a fun time with raiders, as they have a lot of surface area for especially these vandals, and it looks like some Thracians, but they should have enough units to take care of it. They are building priests. Priests giving you science, happiness. I see priests. I see a couple of festivals. Interesting. It's... Well, they have enough citizens, so it's not for that. I wonder if it's just happiness. Warrior. Warrior. I love that. Not sure about in Tushpa. And we have one of the monasteries next to a temple. I also would have loved that monastery built in the temple spot first. Although then you could put the temple over here, so it's not... Yeah. I don't think you could have won that one. Let's see, where are they attacking? Oh yeah, they killed that militia. They kept expanding borders. This is not gonna go well. Alright, Egypt has a worker working on the Ishtar Gate, 2 other workers, a scout, 2 militias, and 2 warriors. That is definitely a force of units. I would love to see more. I would be very curious, as they're going directly after Assyria, if Assyria just promotes all of these workers to militia and then just shoves on the capital. I mean, they have 2 real units in slingers. They have 5 workers over here, although one of them is close to dead, and I think you have to be... Let me find an injured worker. Yeah, you have to be fully healed to turn the worker into a militia, so you can't do that one. So it might actually be in Egypt's interest to spread the damage out to prevent too many of these workers to becoming militias, but it might even be too late for that. And we see we're still only at stronger for Assyria. I'm a little surprised. They have... I mean, I guess they don't have that many more units. It just feels like it. So, what is the actual military score? Okay, it's 350 to 140. Okay, now that we've ticked that turn, let's check. No, we're still at weaker and stronger. Okay. I don't personally remember where the lines are between weaker and much weaker in strength values. Is he still just increasing this crazy, crazy urban sprawl? You want to talk about urban sprawl? This is insane. What are you even doing? Oh, I see. Now we have a minor city. I forgot you didn't even need to get rid of the units. That's wild. That is just absolutely crazy. Yep. It's a whole nother unit gone. And over here we're looking at 6 ranged and 3 infantry. And back at here we're looking at 4 infantry. 3 of them are militia. Oh, there's a 5th. Now there's 2 warriors, but that's not gonna cut it. I would be very surprised if at the designated stopping time, which I believe we have picked at, I thought there was probably about an hour left of me when we came back from the break, so a little less than that. I would be surprised if they would like to save and continue this game. I mean, I don't blame Egypt. You could certainly learn a lot even from continuing it, but I think we're pretty close to done, and still my music is loud. Holy jeez. Egypt does have quite a few events to go through. That can take a lot of your time, but most of them should be able to be gone through in the off turn. Yeah, you gotta get these military units moved on your turn. You just got that warrior. I mean, if you got him, you gotta get him in the fray. Let's do it. Oh, militias taking down this slinger. Is that militia? Can the militias Zoc-lock them? Do they have zone of control? Yeah. Well, I mean, that certainly is a thing. Until, you know, one of those militias is dead. Love to see... Oh, we put someone on him. Oh, would have loved to see a move first. I don't know what else they're going to do with the orders, but I would have loved to see a move to... Oh, that river really wrecks this. That's sad. But at least to here. And then put someone on him. Just gotta get in the battle sooner. I mean, I love the Ishtar Gate. I wish there were more cities for it to affect. But, oh my gosh. And the Barbs even attacked Egypt's militia. Of all the luck. I assume they probably wanted units over workers, but yikes. That's so not fun, and... Yep. Now we see Assyria. Yeah. Just wrecking stuff. Oh man, now that you've got that, please bump these all to militia. Oh, you don't have enough. Oh wait, 60... Alright, you can get 3 of them currently. I would love to see that. Yeah, there's only 3 full ones, so that's all you need anyway. And if you heal these 2 and they don't get hit, this one could be one next turn. That'd be really funny. I'd love to do it. I assume they're doing something more interesting down here. Oh, yeah, that's some... There's a dead unit. And the queen died. We are on to Queen Iziptu II. A commander. who is already on a slinger. Steadfast. Very nice against these tribals you're still fighting down here. And Frugal. Yep, healing stuff up, just kind of making progress on all fronts. Assyria doing what Assyria's doing. We got Civic Boost coming. They already have 4 laws. They have a fit they can get, but do we build? We are. We're already a turn away. Are they really waiting to get out their uniques? I mean, sure, the city has walls, but I don't know that it's going to take a lot. But if you are going to get out a unique after this apprentice, we got 4 terms for battering ram, 6 strength. Assault, I believe, is an extra 50 into urban. Yep, you can just wreck cities. Well, their king, Egypt, has in fact outlasted the other one and shows no sign of slowing down. That's at least something that is helpful. Yeah, Golden Jubilee. It's a lot of events. None of those really bad. Has the bone dice, pretty much never used them. It's fine. They got plenty of money. Love to see that money go to something, but we'll see. Oh, right. We did bring that down. Now, see, this is what I'm gonna say. This guy, I don't know what the orders are used on, so could be anything. But if they moved them here last time and then placed the commander on them, this one could be down here helping with this fight. But there's also not a lot of orders going on here. Again, we are going to see... Oh, that military score is getting out of control. Currently at 31 to 19. Almost 100 order difference over the life of the game. You can do a lot with those 100 orders. Back to Assyria. I'm kind of curious if they're going to clear. Sure. It's not bad. Those guys are just chaos agents at this point. You're ahead. You want to reduce chaos. We have a very nice looking slinger. With a tactician on it, who is tough and herbalist. And then this one is also sentinel, as it is a hunter's unit. It is fierce. It's got focus 1 for being Assyria. It's got focus 2 from an upgrade. This is a scary unit, especially since nobody's really got anything better. There's no steel. There's no phalanx. There's no spoked wheel over here. There's no composite bow, which is funny because as Assyria, composite bows available to you pretty much from the beginning, depending on how your card draw goes. See, you could be your second tech if you really want. And over in Egypt, who's got even less science, we don't see phalanx, we don't see spoked wheel, we don't see steel, we don't see combo. We are still fighting with warriors and slingers. We're gonna lock in that guy. Very nice. We're gonna stand next to the other one with our commander to get the extra. Although, also a ranger is not that helpful here. But, yeah, I mean, you're doing good work on this one slinger. But it's just gonna kill your militia next time. Or maybe just take a shot on that warrior. It's not really... I mean, it's the best you can do now, but I don't know that it's gonna matter. And here we go. We did start. Started the pitchfork boys. Oh yeah, bring them in. Get this action going. Yeah, I do not have a good feeling, and they've already wrecked. Yeah, this is bad. Oh no. Oh, they're not even gonna get to finish. Oh, that's so sad. Poor Ishtar Gate. I mean, if you really want to extend it, and there it is. Oh. Oh, and there's the unit moved on top of it. That poor worker's dead body. And that Ishtar Gate just disappearing. That's painful. That's the kind of thing that would cause me to just to nope out of this game. Oh, and this city... Yeah, I don't know about this. This city isn't even developed. It can't even rush this warrior. I mean, I wonder if just rushing in the capital would just help some. I mean, what else are you going to do with 875 civils, especially if you're not going to use any laws? I don't know. This is interesting. Let's see what Egypt's response is. Perhaps they're checking out their marriage offer. I'm sure the Thracians would like to marry your granddaughter. Oh, these resources, these improvements just disappearing because you can't come back here. It's rough. What are you... Oh, you're putting the scout in there to not lose that. I think that's probably the least of your problems, Egypt. Egypt is down to a warrior, a scout, and a worker. Ouch. think. I mean, do you assault? You can't assault Wasset yet. You don't quite have it, but how long are we? 3 turns from a battering ram. Yeah. Yeah, that probably spells the end of the game once that battering ram gets over here. I am curious what Egypt is thinking. 14 orders left. Not really much to do. Yep. Syria just bringing the units. We got 4 slingers. Cleared out the barbs. I assume we just heal them up. We get that ram over here and we say goodnight to Wasset. I mean, sure, Egypt, I guess, clear the barbs, not bad, but I think it's probably too little too late. $38 orders. Oh man. Syria can just do whatever they please. You got 4 units down here killing stuff. Plenty of workers. Plenty of warriors coming in. We just gotta killed one of these. Yep, gotta take care of this stuff. Can't let your back flank get taken over while you're trying to actually do stuff up at the front. That is the sound of healing, my friend. That is the sound of these units getting prepared for the final battle. Healing up, turning into militias. I bet we see these 2 as militias next turn. We see these heals. I mean, I guess you only have 147, but just to end this, I'd have rushed that ram a couple turns ago, but that's probably more expensive than he's got. Even at this point, it still takes 160. Yeah. Alright, so we'll wait the turns. Oh, and the barbs overtook Necken. Oh, that's painful. Or not the barbs, but the gulls. Oh, the gulls capturing a city. That is really rough. Egypt's still trying to do what they can. I mean, you got a couple units here. You got a new queen. Too bad about King Kamos the Resourceful. Just tell me how he died. Severely ill. Well, 72 will do that to you. Especially in the old world. I mean, I guess you just try to pump out another unit at Wasip, but I think... Okay, before the battering ram gets here, we'll have another slinger and a worker. Alright, I mean, I'm not sure it matters, but pumping out another unit could have been nice. There's just not a lot going on for Egypt. I would say I'd love to see some laws, but I'm not sure which of them would have changed the outcome of this. Sure, you'd love to see, like, serfdom for some more orders, but I don't think they're using the orders they got. They got so few units. Yeah. Just go in and kill what's available. Oh, and a crit. Oh, man. Didn't even need the extra stuff you could have brought. That. And those two upgraded. More Forky boys. Yeah, he's not even waiting for the battering ram. He's just going to do what he can do now. And the ram will be the finishing blow. I think we are approaching the end of this game. And the Gauls are going to have a city. I am not certain I've had a city taken by an active tribe unit. I don't know what happens there. Or at least I don't think I've had one taken by an active tribe unit and then continued the game. Usually that's a bad sign for me and I will stop. We're pushing colonies or serfdom on. Oh, and another Scythian raid, just to make things more fun. Ouch. So close to some ambitions and had the leader die. I am kind of curious if it will start making units. I thought that's what it'd do, but again, when a tribe takes a city from me, that's not indicative of a game I should be continuing. guess I don't know that anyone has view on it. So I don't know if they'll know what's going on. Interesting. Yeah. Oh my gosh. We gotta back away to quiet that down. That is some fun times there. Oh man. He might not even get this battering ram over there. And with this part, maybe just force march it. I don't know, or just kill it next turn, whatever. Oh, gonna give it. Warden. Nice. Well, let's see. So, prime real estate right here on the Great Stupa. Or right up here. Oh my gosh, that thing with Warden on one of these urbans. Not even on an urban. 7 damage to the city. Oh, that's nice. Of course, we're clearing stuff down here too. Gotta leave some orders around for that. And a sandstorm. That's annoying. Was a sandstorm? Oh, it did encompass the city where it originally came from. I was like, how does this battering ram hurt? I see. And out of orders. Alright, Egypt. Oh. She's slothful and she would like to just go back to sleep. That might be a better place to be than out here fighting this. Well, repair damage. That'll keep you going for a bit. But that's not much. Check out some of our... Oh, the orders. Oh, that's painful. Losing some because of the death and the illegitimacy going down. We got, a science gap that's been here for half the game. It's just getting bigger. Monasteries come online. Specialists come online. We're looking at 600 more science over the game, 50% more science. And that makes... Yeah, we're all the way at the max. Syria is much stronger, and Rudites, it's... Yeah. None of this is surprising. The battering ram gets closer. How much destruction can we rain upon it at this point? Now we're clearing up that spot, and he's just gonna force march it. Oh man. Oh, I don't know if these slingers can do enough. Oh yeah, they can. And this one militia can finish it off. This slinger, yep. Does he not finish it? Oh, he does not. gotta wait one more turn. Uh, all right. Well, Egypt, let's see what's available. Well, you got your slinger, but it's already occupied. I think that's it for me. And that is it. Egypt acknowledges the defeat, and we have finished up. Thank you to our two players, Sabertooth and Corset Moosifer Lebelle, which, by the way, excellent name. And this has been Sean. I've been casting for you, and we have Sabertooth as Assyria winning this game. I hope, up to you if you'd like to do a post-game interview. Do you mean live on the stream with the winner? Because I don't mind that if they are up for it. Okay. With both players, sure. Yeah, we don't need to do it here. Let me go chat with them. I did lose connection to server. Look at that. I was about to grab one, but I don't know if it'll actually let me save, but we'll see. Normally it says it's been saved, but I think we are getting some interviews. That we should be able to have for you shortly. All right. Guess we'll see who's going to show up. Looks like
Yo, what's up?
Sabertooth, is that you?
That is, yep.
All right, you are on stream with me. Hi, I'm Sean. I've been casting your game.
Right on, man. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, how did you feel about that game?
It was definitely an interesting one. Never done that builder strategy before, but I was just thinking about it before. I know that there's a lot of like impassable sand on the map. So yeah, it was interesting. And then didn't matter in the end, I don't think, but it was really good to have that for like the highway for the Rams.
Yes, we Chat and I were impressed with the highway. Um, we were rooting when you got all the guys to the end. Scientific and I were rooting for you to turn them into militia, and then you just did it, and we're like, yes, this is the way. This is um, that I didn't. I didn't think that you would do that. That was I got to admit that was nice. That was a big highway. um, I did like the builder strat, and you got to have that builder for I feel like a long time.
Yeah, that was pretty lucky actually. I greeted, I put my stone towards Jebel and pyramids since, Jebel.
Oh
I think
God,
Jebel ended up being almost like a mini Heliopolis because, I had so many cleric cities. And
yes.
then it took a while to get the civics for it, but the other one that doubles the Revelation
Mm-hmm.
just created, I don't know exactly how many orders, but with the shrine adjacency, maybe it was five cleric cities. One of them I forgot to convert to religion.
Yeah, I
Still,
noticed.
that's
Yeah.
like six orders in
Mm-hmm.
theory, and then maybe another two or two and a half orders past that.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking, yeah, more like almost double what navigation gives you, nearly 10
Oh yeah,
orders.
it was the orders got they just got insane there at the end. It was a
Yeah.
it was like a you had almost triple orders.
Mhm.
It got wild. I did notice. I pointed out when we were watching that you missed pushing to that one last cleric city to get another free temple, and so
Yeah.
you only got 7 free temples, and I was like, that's definite first world problems.
Yeah, yeah, I know, right?
Uh,
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this play style. You just went after all the tribes, all the barbs. You just like you expanded and you just kept expanding and you kept expanding, and that played in. Obviously, I mean, Jebel helps when you got a bunch of cities and they've all got your religion, which you pushed to all but one of them, and like it's just such a nice order spike, and it was great. I loved watching it. It was super fun.
Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, yeah, appreciate it.
Um, this is a very interesting map script. How did you feel about playing on this?
Like I said, I wanted to try the strategy anyway. Um, and I saw Jebel. Whenever I see Jebel on a map, I think clerics automatically become somewhat decent if
Mm-hmm.
it's a bigger map. In my opinion, the cleric changes made clerics not good on small maps because you just can't. I mean, they were already to an extent like they had insane late game. Now it's kind of like you don't get the immediate order spike for +4 orders from divine rule. You don't get the early law,
Mm-hmm.
but you get basically guaranteed science. Like I didn't have to do anything for science other than a couple temples. I could have gotten more. Like I kind of sat on my orders because I wanted to build a road highway before my leader died. But if I was like more diligent about that, I could have gone 4 shrines up or 4 monasteries up for +8 science, and then yeah, that's kind of like the science part of it. But then, yeah, just the orders like you saw, insane with Jebel if you can get it. Um, and then the other thing was I saw she went for Egypt, and if Egypt has a range unique unit, the battering rams are also pretty good against that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'd say given that they have the assault and they don't take the full damage from range attacks, that was a thought. And it's also just a small map, and I think Assyria is one of the best, you know, sort of Fight Club 1v1 duels. Like you can go 2 military families and sort of just yeah,
Mhm.
the clerics with the devil kinda carry everything else.
That's
So,
very interesting. I kind of wondered what makes people pick what they pick because like I can see the whole map, but you guys have such a very small portion. Like, what makes you pick that? And I love that explanation. You saw Jebel, you saw the what they picked. You saw yeah, and I personally also love double military family. I like double military plus cleric. Sometimes I'll do Persia that way too, although it is hard to
mm,
pass on statesman. But like the cleric holding up your science and the double military getting all of your stuff is it's just so fun.
yeah. For sure. Other thing about clerics too is on desert, you can build urban on sand. I
Hmm.
was originally just planning to do the sand, but then when I saw the map and I found, oh, there's a city site here. Oh, that's a really good hunters. I'm like, well,
Hmm.
why don't I just get sentinel borders? Like, I honestly like. I think that it seemed like there were some difficulties on my opponent's side. If they had more units, I might not have been able to expand it that far. But even if I got like the borders to like halfway mark on the map, that's still like very big. Because if the game goes late, you can put onagers there with Sentinel. You can put just a ton of slingers, and yeah, it's pretty insane. Now, if I didn't have that though, right, my plan was originally to do a highway right in the middle line of the map, straight down. I don't know if you're on the map still,
I
but like
am.
you see that sand,
Hmm.
clerics can do that. You can't
Yeah.
do that with any other family. But
Yeah,
it is
that is
risky because like if your
nice.
builder dies at 40, your strategy will not work.
Yeah, you're
It's
halfway
still
across
fun.
and it's just done.
Yeah, I mean, you saw I didn't even start the building until really late because I went for two wonders. If hypothetically there were not good wonders or the wonders were taken before, I probably would have at least gotten the the Jabal.
Hmm.
But honestly, I kind of need both because I was really limited on civics that game. So if I was spending another, what was it, 4 laws, so 800 civics,
Hmm.
that would have really delayed me or made it hard for me to get uh, the uh, the theologies to like double the orders and
Yeah.
everything from the temple. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, that was really cool. Your opponent did have some problems clearing the camps, and it just snowballed, and it was
can do
rough.
that.
Yeah, it was rough. Um, anything else you want to chat about?
No, just thanks for casting and thank you to Corset. It was really fun playing. Cool map. Thank you to the tournament organizers. Really, really excited to be here. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on your win, and I hope to see your next game because these are some definitely some interesting strats.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
All right. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
All right, stream. There you heard from the winner, and thanks for watching tonight, and hopefully you'll see you next time.